Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. We were discussing about Jnani, Vijnani, the one who understands the Absolute itself has become the relative. The Nirguna has become Saguna. They are one and the same reality. The Nirakara has become Sakara. He is Vijnani, who knows the Brahman, the Absolute, a little intimately, the more than the Jnani. So, a man cannot live on the roof a long time. He comes down again. Those who realize Brahman in Samadhi come down also, find that Brahman has become the universe and all living beings. When the Jnani, after attaining the supreme knowledge of the Brahman, when he comes down, he sees the entire world, universe, and all beings have become the same Brahman. What he saw there as the Absolute Shuddha Chaitanya, the same thing he sees has just taken name, form and movement. Nama, Rupa, Karma. So, Nama, Rupa, Karma are just appearances. Like ocean is appearing as wave. In wave nothing is there except ocean water. You cannot separate the wave from the ocean. Ocean and wave is one. Ocean is appearing as wave, that's all. The wave is formed and merges back in the same ocean. The universe is just an appearance of the Brahman when we see through the body-mind complex in which we are dwelling now. So, we finished what is Dvaitic experience of loving God. Sri Ramakrishna begins with the Advaitic experience of knower of Brahman, Neti Neti. To Vidyasagar you see how the whole thing is being told with first demonstrating himself, where human aspect is completely obliterated and only divine is there when he comes to Vidyasagar. He is in ecstatic state where his individual personality as human is not there. From there, after demonstrating, he is going on explaining so many aspects of God, how it will be, what it will be. And then the supreme state of realization, and the question comes, what happens? Will he become mute after realizing Brahman? He says no. He gives the example, pitcher filling, it makes sound, and again emptying, it makes sound. When we put luchi in the oil, clarified butter, we see it is making sound. When butter is heated, it makes sound. And when it is totally boiling is over, it becomes silent. Again when you put luchi in it, again it will make sound. And when luchi is cooked, the again it stops. So the man who has realized God after coming down, after seeing that, he continues to talk about God and teaching others that aspect. And there is a parallel path to it about the devotion, bhakti. Bhakti path. The same thing can be realized through, because those who cannot get rid of their I am, this I cannot be got rid of, who are the attachment to the world and enjoyments they are not able to give up. For them, Aham Brahmasmi is not suitable. They have to, I am the servant of God. Dasoham, Dasoham. Soham and Aham Brahmasmi, from there to Dasoham, Dasoham. That aspect also he gives. And now Vijnana state he is describing. See, in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna first begins with the Sankhya philosophy. Nainam chindanti shastrani. Arjuna is the Shoka Moha has possessed him. In Bhagavad Gita, when we see Arjuna is possessed by Shoka Moha. So, despondency and grief. So, you see, to those who are in Moha and Shoka, the first weapon that Krishna uses is, because my people are going to die, all things are going to go away, that Moha, to break it, he gives first the Advaitic, supreme Advaitic concept, undiluted. You are not at all body, what are you telling? You are Atman. From there he begins. And then Bhakti Yoga, he gives much later, after explaining the karma theory, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, it ends with in the 18th chapter. So you see how he is giving, and in between there is the vision of God, Vishwarupa Darshana. Before he could give Bhakti Yoga, he gives the vision of God also. What is God? To know intimately. Sri Ramakrishna begins with the vision of God and gives the Advaitic. Now Arjuna asks one question in between. You are confusing me. You told about Sankhya Yoga. Now you are telling about Karma Yoga. Tell one of the two things. Karma Yoga is getting engaged in karma. Sankhya Yoga is giving up the work. Which should I do? You are asking me to give up the work also, you are not body. And next is a very next, this one is Karma Yoga. Perform the karma. Then why are you confusing like this? Tell me specifically what I should do. Here also the same question appears, you see. You are telling about Sankhya and next you are telling about Bhakti, about Vijnana state. What should I do? This question appears. Now you see, for majority, almost all 90%, 99% people in the world, they are capable only Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga is very, very few. 1 or 2 in millions of people. Means, first begins with the denial of body. I am not this body. This world is just an appearance. So, and total renunciation, absolute renunciation to the level that he denies himself to be body. That kind of renunciation at will, not to touch anything again, not to see anything as valid or truth. Very difficult. So a few are there qualified for that. They are able to give up all things of the world and contemplate just somewhere some food to keep the body alive, prompted by the nature and supplied by the divine, some food. With that they sit for contemplation. Days pass, months pass, years pass, like Totapuri Maharaj. 40 years later he got the realization. So such people are there, but very few, rare. How we have seen, you see, in our own lives, how many we have seen Vidvat Sannyasa, at will they can give up. We all are sannyasis given up, but not as Vidvat Sannyasa. At will we are practicing renunciation. So this is Vividisha Sannyasa. Vetum Ichu, desiring for knowing. So there is lot of, here in Bhakti Yoga, when you are practicing Bhakti Yoga, you will see that now and then you are shaken. Now something pulls there, something pulls here, and then you see you are getting lost. There is no constancy in sadhana. One day mind sits on God, next day it is somewhere, it is unable to be controlled. You cannot control it. What a difference it makes. So, what we need is firm and strong foundation, rock foundation, which can never shake. I must be able to stand firmly and hold on to God. So this firm standing, where all desires can be subdued, all vasanas can be attenuated, all desires can be analyzed and kept aside, and you can firmly hold on to God. It is possible only when you have Advaitic base. Krishna also gives Advaitic base because he has to stand on some platform and listen to what Krishna is telling. He is unstable. Whatever Krishna is going to tell, he will deny. That's why he gives the Advaita. And then, when he is firm, oh, I have made a mistake. Because whole of first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he allows him to talk. What reasoning he uses, Arjuna. The first time reader, he thinks Arjuna is Krishna. So much he speaks. Then whole thing, in one word, Krishna just delete, only one button. So he says, Ashochan anvasochastvam, Ashochan anvasochastvam, prajnavadamscha bhashase. For whom you should not mourn, you are mourning and you are speaking big things. And then, Klaibhyam masmagama partha, naitatvayupapadyate. Don't become a eunuch, neither man nor woman. The manliness is also not there. Womanness of compassion is also not there. You are not able to fight or to nurse. And what is this? This doesn't befit you. An apt word. It doesn't befit you. हिंदी में बोलते हैं तुझे ये शोभा नहीं देती. That is नैतत्वयि न एतत्वयि उपपद्यते. This is not befitting. The whole thing. He suddenly comes to the awareness. What am I speaking? To whom am I speaking? Then he keeps quiet. So we see here Sri Ramakrishna giving to Vidyasagar, first that knowledge, then giving him the knowledge of the Dvaita also. Because, you see, most of us often think we hear God is unlimited, God is vast, God is all-pervading. All-pervading is all right. God is infinite, eternal. When we use the term, we must be very careful. When you use the term, this is only experienced only in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In no other time you will see God as infinite. Infinite, when do you say a thing to be infinite is, there is nothing else other than this to limit it. If other than God, a devotee is there, then it is God is unlimited. He is short by one devotee. He is not complete. Purna, he is not Purna. The Dvaitins, God is not Purna. Because he is there other than God. How can God be Purna? So, he wants God to be unlimited. But here actually he is practicing God limited. He doesn't, that is why Bhakta never uses the term God is unlimited. God also wants, the devotee must make me limited. He wants in various ways to play in this world. God wants the devotee may look at me as he is devotee, and he has to look at me as a limited being. And I take that limitation because I am unlimited. I don't have any limitation, so I can take any form, I can actually become limited, and play. You see, Aghoramani Devi, Gopalarma, the Krishna comes as a small child to him, she is carrying him, a helpless boy. She has to procure milk here, then he will weep, and then give, and then procure something for him to feed, eat. Ramlala with Sri Ramakrishna running to the river, Ramakrishna running behind, where he'll get drowned. Don't go. Jasni. He's running behind. And how actually limited. It is not artificial, because God is unlimited. He can take any limitation. If he is limited, he cannot become. I cannot become something else. I cannot come to you as a dog because I am limited by this form. God is not limited. He can take any form, any time, and actually not just for fun and all. Just like father plays with the small child, his own child, walking on the floor and playing with the dolls. He is assuming for the sake of here, actually it becomes. When he takes birth, Devaki, he gives the Chaturbhuja Darshana. Then she doesn't want to see that form. She wants to see as her boy, her child. She refuses to accept that. And he withdraws. After withdrawing, he makes her forget also. He makes Vasudeva to take that child to Nanda's house, live there, come back and forget. That is, he has that yoga maya, the power to do anything and undo anything. So, this aspect of God we have to accept. And then what happens? The ultimate result is, what happens to the all-pervading God, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent and all, where is it gone? After realizing, loving heartily, he forgets the entire world, his own body, and God gives him the real vision, and he sees God. And then that form in and through which he wanted to see God, that form becomes lively, it becomes conscious entity, and then he is a conscious living, he plays with it, plays with that aspect of God. Can be Divine Mother, can be Shiva, can be whatever it is, can be Krishna or Rama or Ramakrishna, whatever way you want to see in that form as actual living, because it is conscious, it responds to you and is made of consciousness. After seeing, after realizing him, after being blessed by the Lord gracefully, he sees wherever his sight goes, he sees Krishna. Yatra yatra drishtigamanam tatra tatra Krishna spuranam. Wherever his eyes go, in every object, wherever he sees, there is Krishna, there is Lord, there is his Ishtadevata, everywhere. Same, what after Brahma Jnana, after reaching the Brahma, absolute reality, in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, when he comes down, he sees everything Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Here, Sarvam Khalvidam Krishna, Sarvam Khalvidam Shiva. Whatever is his Ishtadevata, he sees everywhere. This is what the experience, last experience of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It runs wherever he sees Krishna. He wants to hug. There is a tree. He is seeing Krishna. Goes and dashes against it. It's bleeding. The end is, every grain he is seeing Krishna is rolling on the earth. So, the same experience, what he sees there. So, why I am telling this is, we need, though we are Dvaitins, though we are devotees of God, as Sri Ramakrishna says, Dasoham, the path of devotion is the easiest, simple and a joyful journey with various experiences of bliss in the path of bhakti. All these are there, but you should not shake. So Advaitic base is necessary, where all the dissolves, all desires, all differences. Now I am Bhakta, I don't want to mix with the Bhakta of, suppose I am Bhakta of Krishna, I don't want to mix with the Bhakta of Shiva, should not become there. He is worshipping Shiva, I am worshipping Shakti, another person, they cannot come together. There is difference. But when Advaitic base is given, oh, my Krishna is there as Shiva, my Krishna is there as Shakti, all differences dissolve. Everywhere you see that there is no internal conflict nor external conflict. He is pure, calm and pure to hold on to his form. He can love God peacefully. Otherwise, there will be lot of doubts, lot of confusion, time passing. He is saved from all these things when he gets a strong Advaitic base. On that beautiful edifice of bhakti is erected, in which he lives. Many times we see people losing faith in God. Suppose a mother loses the child. She's totally devoted to God, and suddenly a shock from the blue comes, and she's not able to bear. Oh, I loved God, I prayed, I depended entirely on Him, but He has left my hands in the most dangerous state. What a state He has brought me. Why should I believe in Him again? Because I am attached to things, I don't want God to take it away. I am in delusion. What is not mine, what is belonging to God, what is belonging to nature, I am telling mine. I have a right to give birth, I have no right to say that child is mine. I keep that child. Property, business, huge losses. There was one Bengali person in Bangalore, a true devotee of years he has practiced and devoted his life. Good earnings also he had, and he was totally devoted to Mother Kali, and they are Bengalis. And years have passed, everything, whatever he touches, it is becoming gold. Flourishing, flourishing, flourishing. A day came when all started going away. Whatever he touched, it started becoming ash. Business failed. Heavy. Son passed away, this happened, that happened, so many things. See, fortune comes alone. Misfortune never comes alone. It comes in multitudes. So, when misfortune comes, it never comes alone. From all sides you are at stake. Then, totally lost. Faith in Mother. Years he is born in that tradition, born in that family. And then he went somewhere else, trying to hold on to some other religion. Where? See that faith, how it shakes, and this will not happen if Advaitic base is there. Whether loss is there, gain is there, he knows life is passing event. Truth is different, eternal is different, God is different. He doesn't bother much. Of course he weeps, but doesn't lose faith in God. It's will of God. To take an happening as will of God, he needs the Advaitic base. To somebody insults me, oh, what is God showing to me in and through this insult? Is there anything that I have to correct? A thought comes if he has Advaitic base. If he doesn't have an Advaitic base, he will question. When God protected me, how did he insult me? Is God unreal? The faith starts shaking. So that should not happen. So Thakur is giving, first we see almost all sadhakas get this base from somewhere. Though pure Dvaitic tradition they are following, Still, from some, in the Dvaita itself is embedded Advaita. Tvam Trigunatitosi, Gunatrayatitosi. Every time he is referred to the Absolute. That is brought into God is all pervading, God is all pervading, God is all powerful, omnipotent, omniscient, He knows everything. All these are brought. Though God is limited, all these will be supporting Him to give you an Advaitic base where things dissolve, the differences dissolve, conflicts dissolve, and internal and external conflict. He accepts the things, what is happening as it is, without question. Yes, what is my duty now? Misfortune has come, what is my duty? Lord, intuit me, how should I? What I have to learn, what I have to change, what I have to do. So with this, he lives. So beautiful way of presenting. The more you try to understand the gospel, you will see an unknown world Thakur is taking you. But if you go on reading, just casual reading, without analysis, study is different from reading. If you study, you will get. If you analyze, you go still deeper. And if you start practicing, then you will start getting more and more. To practice one teaching, you have to put everyday Shirsasana. Then you will understand what it means. Then you will start searching. Where Thakur has given the exact solution for this. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.